Okay, it's more Young Lee Jr. here. So we have the Democratic debate that's coming up on tomorrow. I'm gonna say 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in Michigan. And is this important for Detroiters? Can we really say this is important for Detroiters, especially for the black family, the black community? Now, me, I can really consider myself as conservative, or I want to say an independent type of voter. But man, we really have, just very educational people. They have great backgrounds here. We have specifically from Mr. Shuri Thander. He went to Little Rock Baptist Church. He was presenting his call on here and his slogan, which is all right, Shuri Thander. Then we have Whitmer Gretchen. She has an impressive resume. Then we have here Mr. El Said. Then we have Bill Cobbs. I don't know too much about Bill Cobbs, but I want to start off with Mr. Shuri Thander. Basically, during my research, he's an author, entrepreneur. He came from a lower income family out of India. He was 14 years old, had to support his family of 8 for working odd jobs, man. It was very difficult for him, but he ended up moving to America, migrating there, and to live a better life, and therefore he received his PhD in the University of Akron in Ohio. And he utilized that, his talents, his gifts, to continue to prepare for a better future. And what I want to say, what I like about him, he's very tenacious, and he just had that great strive about him. And yes, he's an immigrant. He received his green card from Michigan, so he has a lot of respect for Michigan, because I'm like, every other state you decide to run here. And I want to say, get into his policies. Even though like he started like a business, he could have took out a business loan for $75,000 specifically for STEMCore, and he received some type of sales for $150,000, and it went on to millions. And he ended up writing a book about Blue Case, that whatever you came from, you still can wear a blue suitcase. You can become very successful. So I might have to get that book. But for listening to him months back from the primary debate back in Mackinac Island, he specifically wanted education. He believed in education, believing in for a brighter future for Michigan. He really didn't go into detail about the infrastructure, which is a huge issue, because in Detroiters, and especially all over the Metro Detroit area in Michigan, man, the roads are terrible. It's like they can be fixed for like 1 year, then 2 or 3, 4 years later they're broken down again. Then we have all these unnecessary detours, potholes. He really talks about the health insurance. That's decent, the health insurance policy. He didn't go into detail about the car insurance, and I don't know, man. It might be some little gaps, but I'm still continue to do more research. I just want to say, for this, for Democrats, I know this is a liberal city, and Michigan in general is a Republican state. I like how his mindset is about the Flint water crisis. I want to go into detail on that. The Flint water crisis, want to kind of sort of eliminate that in a way. And we have 14,000 damaged lead pipes, like I explained previously in my video. So Elon Musk is working tirelessly hard for that, to eliminate it, and so these individuals can get fresh water. So I like his presentable, his approach. I'm still going to be led by the Holy Spirit to see who I'm going to vote for if it's going to be Shuri Thander. We don't know. But just going to Gretchen. Gretchen, was born with, she had 2 lawyers. Both her parents were 2 lawyers. She went to Michigan State, Detroit College of Law, and received her JD. And later, I want to say she was a representation of Michigan for the House of Representatives from 2000 to 2006. So she has a lot of political history, political background, and this may give her the edge. Now, I went to detail. She had over 2,456 votes, I want to say, back in 2015 for the Michigan United States Senate and the 23rd District Court. And man, she knows what she's doing, man. She has that lot of influence, man. And I want to say the big advantage for Miss Gretchen is that her father, Wilcom, he was the CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield from 1988 to 2006, I want to say, or 2008. It was around there, but he was there for a long time, man. And just having knowledge about finances, knowledge about the people, and this might use her for great advantage, man. People was actually saying that she was the leader of the Democratic Party. You had Stuart Donnings III, He was arrested on March 14th in 2016 on charge for 11 accounts of involvement with a prostitute, and two, just not showing up for on duty as well, election duty. He was very irresponsible, so therefore she took part of the Ingram County position in that particular time, and she did a fairly well job. So her resume is there, and her slogan is "Fix the damn roads." The roads is ridiculous. The roads living in Michigan is terrible. I know people say, man, I mean, it's just the damn roads. Like, you know, you got the pipe system, but at the same time, I mean, we are not over exaggerating. You riding around here, next you know, boom, you know, you bent your rim. You know, you got a flat tire. I mean, this is unnecessary money that you have to take out of, and you know, that's pretty much her main concern is, you know, just building up this infrastructure for a better future. Now, you know, just building that up and stabilizing it, it's gonna be really cool. So I'm really interested about this debate. I'm gonna be open-minded to it. Gretchen might win it because based on her political history and, you know, her very successfulness in being the House of Representatives. Now I'll be moving on to Mr. El-Sayed. El-Sayed was one of the youngest, he was the youngest physicians, I guess, over the Detroiters. I want to say I think it was the national, it was one of those. He was actually responsible for creating like 670,000, you know what I'm saying, universal health systems for Detroiters, man. And he actually really actively involved in the community. He has that type of socialism approach, and he believes that communities need to interconnect and become together in order, you know, in order to just provide for a better future, man. Lower income families, the Metro Detroit area, just all over, man. He don't believe in that division, and that's what I really like about him, man. He has a lot of charisma. I could say El-Sayed, man, he may, you know, just put his money's worth, man, and get at it like that boxing ring, man, against Miss Gretchen. Because Miss Gretchen gonna come on with that heat. But Miss Gretchen reminds me of a Hillary Clinton a little bit, though, but we're just going to see about that, man. There's some very observant on that. But Mr. El-Sayed, you know, a youngest physician, came out of Oxford University, received his medical degree at Columbia University. Very highly educated individual. So if you want to vote for him, you know, it's probably be cool if you're really into like socialism type stuff. Very influential man. And I want to say, getting back to Mr. Sherry Thander, he didn't have too many political history, but I'm gonna say based on his resume, he did help fund U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow's campaign. I think he donated at least $2,300 in that particular time, and also too, he voted for Bernie Sanders. You know, he didn't really like the Hillary Clintons. Shouts out to him. He knows what he's about, man. So he's also he's all about, you know, just being conserving, man, and putting these communities together. That's Sherry Thander on the way. Then Bill Cobbs. I don't know too much about Mr. Bill Cobbs, but those are the candidates for the Democratic candidate, man. And I think as black men, I was just talking to a young black man too. I was like, hey, are you gonna watch the Democratic debate? He said, I'm not into politics. And this could be many reasons that, you know, of course, we go by in the system, the electoral college, where they're going to vote for whoever they want in office. At the end of the day, we still got to go out here, you know, work. We got to provide for our family. So whoever's in office is not going to be very influencing anyway to my behalf. It's not going to put money in my pocket unless I'm part of their agenda. But I still believe that, you know, even though our ancestors really fought very hard to have a voice in government, we should utilize that to our best advantage, man. That's why it's one reason why they had the suffrage movement only for like the whites and according to the 1920s, but they didn't want us to have no voice in government. Frederick Douglass was opposed to that, man. You know, that we need a voice because locally politicians will give you money to things that you care about. It can help shape your future. We all adhere into the mindset to overcome these hurdles to do great things for the future, man, for our inheritance, create inheritance for our children's children. I feel like, you know, we need some people in the office that has a greater influence to help us with our agenda. So I do believe that as black men, you know, we should care about this. Now, me personally, I'm staying to the conservative side. I know I was really into Mr. Patrick Colbert. He's running for the Republican Party in Michigan, and like I said, this is a Republican state. It's going to be interesting who's going to win this, you know, moving forward. But let's just go in here and not have a closed mind to brothers that's conservative, that's living in Michigan, that's going to be concerned to you, or people that's just living outside the state here that's going to have a Democratic debate, or just think about not tuning into it. I want to say tune into it. Just tune into it, man. See what you can think of, because there's some things that I like about the Democrats, some things I like about the conservatives. Unless you want to consider myself as an independent voter. But, you know, as Michigan, I think Holy Spirit's leading me to El-Sayed. If I had to choose to vote for someone in the Democratic Party, it'll probably be El Sayed, because he has done a lot for the community. You know, he's a medical doctor. He's all about universal health. And that's extremely important, man. You know, especially with this Obamacare, you know, people need the health insurance, just basic necessities to keep moving, man, in life. But this is really interesting, man. I'm not gonna draw too long. I don't see how much time I have here, but you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, man. You know, I think as black men, we should care about this, but I feel like it's not enough of us as young black men caring about the Democratic debate, or we even know who is our United States senators. You know, who is Debbie Stabenow, who is Gary Peters, who is our 2 senators in Michigan, or our 2 senators in Arizona, you know, South Carolina. Like, I really think we need to have a knowledge about who is running these things, these corporations, man. It's extremely important, but I feel like a lot of us, we missing out, but we still want change subconsciously. And it has to do with us not just having the lack of knowledge, of not knowing how to vote, not knowing to put our funds together to go in here for these politicians, man, and setting up meetings. So, I mean, it's a meeting I will go to, like, tomorrow near downtown Detroit for a Democratic Party, or a Democratic, to watch the Democratic debate, man, and network with other brothers and sisters, man. So sometimes we got to just put that down and put that sword down and just continue to, you know, just invest into something that we don't really fully understand, but willing to understand. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's a lot of rejection. A lot of black men don't want to get into politics, or maybe because their lack of knowledge or their fear, they don't understand it. So it takes a lot of patience, man. So that's how I feel. But to not to draw this out, I'm gonna go for maybe El Sayed. He seems like a really good, you know, candidate, man. Or it's either between him and Shirley Thander. But I really think that Gretchen might actually win this Democratic primary because of her influence, man, and, you know, a legacy that her parents left behind. But that's my personal opinion. You guys continue to subscribe, like, comment. I love you guys. I'm out. Deuces.